Hi, my name is Roxanne Affholter, and I will be the therapist during this role play. I'm interviewing Fanny Frost, who is a 26-year-old woman. She is in a management position in the corporate world. Following the tragic death of her grandmother, she began to experience symptoms along the lines of sleep disturbances, extreme fatigue, loss of appetite, lots of weight. She went and saw her family physician. He ran tests and cleared her medically. However, he's concerned about her depressive symptoms, so he referred her to our counseling center. And we are going to begin our assessment right now. Hi, Fanny. My name's Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Thank you for coming in. Before we get started, would you like some water?
I'm good. I have some. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for all the work that you did just to get here, all the assessment forms you filled out, all that time you took to do that, and sitting down with my assistant and going over insurance and HIPAA and all that stuff. I know that had to be difficult with what you're going through right now, so thank you so much for doing that. I also see here that right now you have your own apartment, but right now you're staying with your parents just because things are a little difficult for you right now as far as energy levels. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone live with you at your apartment?
No, I live alone.
All right. What's your marital status?
Excuse me, never been married.
Okay.
But I do have a boyfriend.
Okay. All right. Thank you. As you know, Dr. Smith referred you to us here at our counseling center because he's concerned about depression. And he gave me a lot of notes here, but I think what I'd like to do first is just hear from you and just let me know about your symptoms, how long things have been going on, and just what's going on with you.
All right. Well, about 5 years ago, 5 months ago, 5 months ago, my grandma was killed in a car accident.
Oh.
So things just haven't been the same. So I kind of just thought regular grief, and then 2 months later, I just wasn't getting better. So that's when I went to see Dr. Smith.
Okay.
And just because one, my mom was concerned because I was losing weight, and I just had no energy. My friends started to call her to check up on me to make sure I was okay. So I just want to make sure there wasn't anything medically wrong.
Sure. Well, I just want to say I am so sorry for your loss, Fanny. That's very sad.
Thank you.
You mentioned that, so 2 months after that, that's when you went to see Dr. Smith?
Yes.
And you had a loss of energy. What other things were going on as well with you beyond that?
Well, my concentration's really bad, so it's really hard for me to stay focused at work, and I'm not really, I go to sleep, but I'm always resting. So it seems, I don't know if I'm just resting too much because I have no energy to do anything.
Okay.
So I get up, I'm still tired. So my sleep is just restless.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I just feel like I'm not sleeping all night long, and then I've lost, some weight and energy, and I don't play volleyball with my friends anymore during the week after work. So.
And you don't play volleyball with them anymore? Is that something you did regularly?
Yeah, we kind of, play on an amateur league thing, a night or two a week after work.
Now, is it just the energy levels or just the total loss of interest in doing it?
Well, maybe both.
Okay. Your job, you talked about the fact that you just have no energy and it's difficult to concentrate. Is that in hindering you at all at work? Is that?
Well, I work in a like in a big company,
Mhm.
and so we have like stuff all over the world, and I'm in a supervisory position,
Okay.
and so my boss has been really, really great. She, gave me a whole month off after my grandmother died. Just coming back, I'm able to work, but not at the creative level and on top of my game like I have
Okay.
been.
Okay. So it sounds like you're not at the top of your game like you have been, and you're not working at that creative level. So basically, it sounds like you're just kind of getting by. Is that
Yeah, that's
okay?
that's a good way to describe it.
Okay. Okay. So, but your boss is a support. Sounds like your boss is a support, and it sounds like your parents are supportive as well. So
Yeah, they are.
it's nice to hear that you do have that kind of support in your life. So basically, 2 months after your grandmother died, were you close to your grandmother?
Very. She was like a second mom to me.
So then that was a very traumatic loss then.
Yeah, it was a shocker.
Okay.
That it was bad.
I can't imagine. I'm so sorry. Um, so what I'd like to, you said 2 months, and so basically, how long ago, how long has it been since you saw Dr. Smith to right now?
Just about 3 months.
Okay, so you've been going through this for 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a bit of time. And it says here that your symptoms got worse. They've worsened. Is that correct?
Yeah, except for my weight loss, because now that I moved in with my parents, my mom, is always stuffing food at me. So, not that I've gained any, but it's leveled off. I'm not losing anymore. So,
She
but
sounds like a very warm and concerned person. That sounds very nice to have her in your corner. Um, well, what are you hoping for through all this?
I want to feel better. I kind of want to have my life back. I'd like to have more energy to like go out with my boyfriend.
Okay.
My mom has him come over for dinner, so we can spend time together. And he's been pretty patient, but we don't go out.
Okay.
And, I like to play volleyball. I
Sure.
really like to do that. And, I really love my job. I'd like to be on top of my game again.
Okay.
And I'm tired of being sad and all the time.
Well, it sounds like you had a very full life. You talked about being creative at work and probably more proactive and outgoing. And your volleyball just sounds like you got together with friends, and your boyfriend. Just sound like you've had a very full life. And I'd like to see you get back to that too. I'm just going to throw some things out there because, let's see, I've got some notes here from both Dr. Smith and also the inventories you took here. You did mention on our trauma inventory, the only trauma you experienced was the sudden death of someone close to you, and now I understand that was your grandmother. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Dr. Smith, his questionnaire and our depression inventory both indicated that you're suffering from an episode of severe depression. And what I'm wondering is, have you ever had depression before?
When I was in 10th grade,
Okay.
a sophomore in high school, I wasn't sure if it was, change in hormones or what all that was. But I did have a really hard time, and I ended up talking to the school counselor, but he ended up referring me to a different counselor. So I did do that, and I did see I did take it was Prozac.
Oh, okay. So, and you as well. So you saw a counselor or a therapist, and you took Prozac. Okay. Do you know how long you took that Prozac? Just seeing here if I have that in my notes. I don't have that. So.
Well, I think I saw the counselor for like a year.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was weaned off of that Prozac before I stopped my therapy because the counselor wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to relapse after I stopped taking it.
Okay, and that's not important because we can get those records later. And any family history of depression?
Excuse me.
That's fine. That's
My
fine.
my mom said that my dad had like a issue and he was like in his early 20s.
Okay.
Saw a counselor and hasn't had any problems since.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Well, you know, this is just a short assessment time, but I'm just going to throw some things out there because some of the key aspects of the things that we've been talking about in just this short time, the history that you have with depression and that your father has with depression put you at a high risk for depression, which we've already kind of established. And the traumatic loss of your grandmother, I'd like to see you to be able to kind of process through that. But with your depression symptoms, it's kind of hard to get there because of the weariness. So what I'm wondering is, I know Dr. Smith talked to you about antidepressants, and just taking that for, you know, just taking antidepressants for just a short time to kind of jumpstart things, and seeing me once a week to start processing through the tragic loss of your grandmother. How does that sound to you?
That sounds good. I don't want to, you know, have to take medication if I don't have to, but like you said, I'm not so sure that with my concentration, my focus being so poor right now, that
Okay.
I'll be able to stay on track with maybe without it. So I'm willing to try it.
And our hope is, I mean, we don't ever, medication's not the cure. It's just what we want to use that piece as a piece to just kind of help lift up to that place where we can begin processing. So if that sounds good to you, then what we could do is I could walk you out and we could make an appointment for next week for you. We can get in touch with Dr. Smith and have him prescribe that, and we'll just go from there. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
All right. We'll just go out right now and see what we've got open and what you've got open.
Okay.
All right.